Mandy Caldwell.
I yawned right when we started. Sorry.
Don't you start with that. I was
Sorry.
just saying how tired I was.
I know. And then I yawned.
And
So
then
sorry.
you.
It's not the company, I
No,
promise.
oh no, 100%. Believe me, if I do the same, it will not be the company at all. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. All things going well. School's back in full swing, so everything's good.
Getting settled into your routine?
Sure.
Uh,
I'm still trying to figure out what classes I actually have to read for and what classes I can skim or skip. So, you
Did you
know,
just say that out loud?
yeah, I did say that out loud.
I
They
thought
all
that was
know.
like a secret thing.
They know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what young Frederick might be decided. I think he's decided he needs to pull a can out of the box of
Oh.
sparkling waters. So we'll see if he comes over with a lemon lime Waterloo in just a moment. Would not surprise me if this, oh, yeah, that's what he's going to pull the whole box down.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
nice.
yep, there we go. Whole box down. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. What do we think we're doing? I don't believe you would like the sparkling water.
Frederick.
Frederick. Yeah, he's just gonna stay over there and check it out. Sorry.
There we
Anyway,
go. No, I love that. I love a Fred update. I love that we call him Frederick when he pulls things down that he should not. I'm here for all of it.
listen, he's a mess, is what he is. Um, he's a hoot. He keeps me laughing. Now he's gonna come over and talk to us.
And talk to
Uh,
us. I love that for him.
yeah, yeah, he's
Um,
bored.
my cousin named Fred, he's actually my mom's first cousin, so he's older than I am, and we grew up skiing at the lake, and anytime he got into ski, which was as often as possible, my granddaddy would say, "Fred, are you ready?" And he would say, "Freddie's always ready." So every time Frederick does something bad, we're gonna say Freddie's always ready for trouble.
Always ready. He is. He
Freddie's
is.
always ready.
He
Well,
is.
Mandy, tell me about your week and what's going on. And there's lots of good hey Frederick. There's lots of good baseball things to talk about today.
There's nothing, no good baseball
Oh,
thing.
no, good baseball. There's baseball.
Baseball sucks. It's the worst baseball year ever.
Wow, that's
Oh,
a strong statement.
I'm just getting over myself. So we had a 4 game series against the Phillies. I know
I
there's
want everybody to know, if you could see right now, all I see is Mandy and a nose sniffing Mandy. Frederick has the sniffs.
oh god. Yeah. He's been, I told y'all when I had to record on the bed, I was like, this is gonna be bad. He usually spends most of his day on the bed now, but
Yeah.
he has come down to bless us with his presence. So
Well, thank you, King Frederick.
anyway, yeah, we had a 4 game series against the Phillies. We went into it and we were 5 games behind the Phillies. And we had a lead in the first game and blew it.
Blew it.
Um, won the second game handily.
So it can be done.
Um, lost the third game. It was Max Fried pitched. I think we lost by just 1 run. But it was like 3-2. But it was Max and Wheeler, who is Zach Wheeler, who's from Atlanta, who, gosh, it would have been nice if he could have ended up with the Braves because he is just nails. And then pulling out all of the dog toys, y'all, just in case.
Just in case.
And then the fourth game, again, lost by 1 run. It was just the Phillies. The Phillies. But anyway, so now we're like, not only are we like, I don't know, 7 or 8 games back from Philly, we're also only a half game ahead of the Mets to even make it into the playoffs. So the good news is our schedule is lightening up. We've got some should be some easy games to win. The bad news is we were doing really great coming into Philly. It's just a hard season. You look at the lineup, and there are three players starting for us who were DFA'd by other teams, which means they were fired, they were let go, and now they are starting for us because we have had so many
injuries. Yeah.
So
it just seems like, and I watch it if it's on. I don't follow it like Mandee does, but what I've heard as I've listened to her over the season is that things are very inconsistent for a lot of different reasons, but there's not been consistency like there has been in the past couple seasons.
Yeah. And it's still true that if our pitching can stay healthy, now we've moved down to the counter. We're going to do some counter surfing.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Have you lost your mind? Go get on your bed. It's still true that if we can make it into the playoffs and our pitching can stay healthy, our pitching can keep us in games as long as our offense can just, get a couple of runs.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was the final game of the 1995 World Series when the Braves won the World Series. I think it was. And I don't know if it was game 6 or game 7, but it was the game that they clinched, I think. It was some playoff, postseason game where Glavine was pitching and was just pitching a beauty. And like he came in the dugout in the 7th inning and was like, just get me one fucking run. And they did.
Just one.
Just one. I just need one.
I just need one.
And that's sort of how Chris Sale has been. Ronaldo Lopez to some extent has been that good. And then, Max Fried, if he's on, then, we can win 3 games easy. So
that's all so do we play the Mets?
Yeah, we play the Mets at the end of the season. I don't think they're our last series.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening back there.
You need to check. We can
he's back. But they're one of the last series. So we'll play them. The good news in all this is the Cubs are coming up. The Cubs are only 3 games back from a wild card.
Okay.
So, my second favorite team's also having fun.
Dansby. We love a Dansby moment.
Yeah. But I will say one of the highlights from this weekend, if you did not see it on, I think it was Friday night, Michael Harris II, our favorite. No, it was on, when did they start the series? I think they started on Friday, so this would have been, I don't know. Anyway, one night, the second night, no, I don't know if it was the second night because we lost it. Anyway, one night, Michael Harris made a catch that you would not believe to rob a guy. Like it's like the catch of the season. Like it was amazing. I can't believe he didn't break a rib. The fence is real low out there, and so he jumped and he was literally like hanging. It looked like a little league catch. Like he was hanging on top of the fence. Yeah. So that was fun. We love a good Michael Harris catch in the field against the Phillies. And then the other good news is Tyler Matzik is back. So Tyler Matzik was the pitcher when the Braves won the World Series most recently. We had to play the Dodgers in the division series. And there was an inning, I think it was, I can't remember if it was 7th or 8th inning. The bases were loaded. Poor old Luke Jackson had loaded the bases. And Albert Pujols, who will be in the Hall of Fame as soon as he's eligible, Mookie Betts, and I can't remember who the third person was, were up to bat for the Dodgers. Bases loaded, no out. They pull Luke Jackson, bring in Tyler Matzik. Tyler Matzik struck out all 3 of those guys, and that is why we won the NLDS and went on to win the World Series. We love Tyler Matzik. He is a king in Atlanta, and he had gotten traded to the Giants, and it was very sad. And the Giants DFA'd him, and now he is back in Atlanta. He's actually back in Gwinnett right now because he's had some injuries and he's doing some rehab starts, but he's back in Atlanta. And
I feel like
I may or may not have been responding to his wife's post on Instagram.
I love you so much.
Maybe besties now.
I feel like I have missed some opportunities this summer because the Gwinnett stadium is not far from me at all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's out by the Mall of Georgia, which is not my favorite place to go in the world, but it's it's not far at all. It's maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
You have missed some opportunities.
So note to self.
In the future. Yeah, I'll let you know when somebody big's rehabbing. You can pop
There
over
we
there.
go. I can go stalk their wife for you and say, hey, respond to Mandee's Instagram.
He has
messages.
responded to my Instagram. Yes.
Maybe I should go find her.
I doubt she's going to watch him pitch in Gwinnett.
Okay. I mean,
honest.
it's not that far from Hotlanta, so it wouldn't be, you know.
Yeah, still.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I want to say he was a first round draft pick in Colorado and pitched really well like his first season, and his second season, he got the yips.
Oh.
And so that boy has been all around the world pitching, and he has often said if it weren't for her, he would have quit. So she's seen him pitch plenty.
Yeah. Badly and plenty.
Exactly. My other favorite thing from the weekend has been that Flava Flav's love affair with the Olympics is continuing through the Paralympics.
That man, I love him so much.
He just keeps tweeting. He's like, one of his tweets was, "Whatever happened to the back button on the remote? Remember when we used to have those? They need to figure that out for streaming because I almost missed so and so's blah blah blah, but I saw him win the medal." Like, Flava Flav is invested, y'all.
Totally invested. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I love that it all started because he's a girl dad.
Right.
I love that. I just love it.
Yeah.
The best.
What about you, Katie? What's been going on?
Well, look, so, my world in the fall on Saturdays is sitting and watching game day, and then usually muting the TV unless it's a big game and doing work with the TV on in the background.
Yeah.
Because I read a lot. So College Game Day was back this week. I didn't get to watch it when they were in Dublin the week before because I was out of town at a retreat, but I was very upset when they got rid of David Pollock on College Game Day because I like David Pollock. Despite him being a Georgia Bulldog, I think he did a great job. He was personable. I wanted to hate Pat McAfee and Nick Saban because I just wanted to. I feel like they displaced somebody that I liked, and that they are not two people that I've ever really cared for much. But I just don't hate it. I tried real hard. Pat McAfee is much more subdued with the coach there.
Oh, really?
I mean, he did his thing a little bit, but you can tell he's trying to impress Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And Nick Saban is having the time of his life. There's a great clip that I hope everybody has seen at the very end of the broadcast. Of course, Pat McAfee at that point has not been able to resist, and he's taking his shirt off. Yeah. And he's side hugging Nick Saban, which Nick, rightly so, is repulsed by.
Yes.
But he says something to the effect of, I never knew this was happening every week. I never knew this existed. I did not know this was a thing, and I'm having so much fun.
That's hysterical.
And it was the cutest. And when I tell you, I used to call that man Satan. I mean, and together they're just the perfect foils off of each other. And you can tell they are individually the best parts of what Lee Corso was in his heyday.
Yeah.
So the
That's
crazy wild Nick Corso that does stupid stuff and dances a jig like a leprechaun, and the love, the absolute love and understanding of the game of football.
the funniest meme I've seen is Saban sitting there staring straight
Yep.
ahead, and McAfee's sort of dancing in his chair. People keep like saying, like PR and legal.
Yeah.
Or
There are two kinds of people in this
yeah,
world.
it's really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they were great. And so as I roll my eyes, I say I really did like it. I didn't want to, but I did. So if you had given up on college game day after last season, which I almost did several times, give it a shot. Anyway, so and then of course we had a great full weekend really of games. There were some big disappointments. Florida State has now already lost twice.
I saw something somebody said, you won't let us in when we don't lose a game.
Yep.
Well, what if we lose all the games? Will
All
you
the
let us
games.
in?
To Tech and Boston College, who traditionally, as far as football goes, have not been the top tier schools in a very long time in the ACC. So I hear I'm predicting here the new coach, the schools that will have new coaches next year. Florida State, Florida,
Yeah.
maybe even South Carolina. They almost lost to Old Dominion. LSU,
Yeah, that man showed his butt, didn't
he
he? Like
did.
hanging on the table.
He did. He did. And I didn't like him from the beginning. If you want to entertain yourself, he came from Notre Dame 2 or 3 seasons ago. If you go watch his opening press conference when he came to LSU, he tries to have a Cajun accent. And it's the worst and funniest thing I think I've ever seen.
That's just a bad idea.
Yep. So, but Auburn, as far as Auburn goes, we played Alabama A&M. Of course, that was like playing the Alabama School of the Deaf and Blind, or the, Convent of the Nuns of Alabama, whatever. We beat them 73-3, which will not continue happening throughout the season. I mean, that's just no way. So,
Mercer, I think Mercer scored 63 points.
look at that. So it was a good first week. The games will continue to get better, but I was really I had a great Saturday, most of the time with it on mute. The other coach is definitely going to lose his job is Dabo Swinney at Clemson.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gone. You are about to be run over by the NIL train.
Yeah.
You decided not to get on it, so you're going to be run over by it.
My sister was at the Vanderbilt game,
Which was a great game. They won.
Anchor down.
Anchor down.
And she was texting me, and I had gone to lunch with Susie, who is a UGA grad, and we got so tickled because I was like, "Oh, Vanderbilt must be," because my sister texted me in the third quarter. She's like, "Now we're Vanderbilting," because they had a big lead, and then it ended up being close. But so I said something to Susie about it, and Susie was like, "Oh, I forgot about the game." I'm like, it's on right behind you. We were laughing, talking about it's really sort of freeing not to care about football. Like, because we just went to lunch on a Saturday and didn't think anything about it.
There you
That
go.
would not have happened 5 years ago.
Well, it really helps my hibernation tendencies. And I really did have a bunch of stuff to do. So most of the games were on mute.
Yeah.
What I was most excited about was that I did not have to listen to Gary Danielson commentate another game. And I don't know what game he did for the Big Ten Saturday, but here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm sure happened. I would put money on it. I am sure that man said the word Alabama about 50 times. He's so far up Alabama's ass.
You just managed to work it in there.
Yeah. So the SEC on ESPN was great. They have great on-field reporters and color commentators. They, ESPN has been struggling. I get that, but ultimately they are really good at calling and broadcasting games. And I was just thrilled. And of course, Ben, bless you,
Sorry.
Ben the dog was the star of the show yet again for Kirk Herbstreit in the broadcast booth.
Have you heard the news about Ben?
No, I have not.
I have to sneeze again, but it's going away.
Okay.
Ben had to have surgery this summer to have 2 tumors removed.
Oh no. Were they just those lipoma tumors that a lot of dogs get?
I
Oh
can't
no.
remember if it was hemangiosarcoma or not.
Okay.
Whose dog was just diagnosed with hemangiosarcoma, so that may be Gus and not Ben. But yeah, no, it was cancer. But they removed the tumors, and he is recovering and felt well enough to join Kurt on the road this weekend. Yes.
There we go. There we go. Lee Corso and Ben both persevered and showed up.
Yes, Ben.
What I like about Kirk Herbstreit and his dog life is that he has 2 more right behind Ben. So we will forever have a Herbstreit golden retriever at our disposal.
Listen, my neighbors at the end of the hall, closest to the elevator, had 2 Goldens, and they have lost both of them in recent years. And then they own 2 other places over in Panama City that are bigger, so they don't typically, they're from Nashville, but so they've gotten where they don't even stay here much. They stay over in Panama City. So I don't ever worry about a dog on this floor because you can only have a dog if you're an owner, and they're the only ones that own dogs, and they don't have dogs, they don't stay here anymore. So anyway, we were going out for the last time last night. I almost let Freddie just run to the elevator. And I thought, well, no, because my neighbors, actually all my neighbors except the ones right next door, are in town this week, which is unusual. And they had not, my other neighbors from New Hampshire, they had not met Freddie yet. They are fine with dogs and will like him and wouldn't mind him running by their door. But I just thought I should introduce him before we do that. So I put him on the leash. And lo and behold, if we didn't turn the corner, and there they didn't get another golden though, they got a doodle.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, that was Squirrel.
I love
they had the sweetest holder.
I am dying to get a dog when I'm done.
Well, don't die to get a dog.
I mean, I won't die, but like I really won't. So I'm very excited about that coming up. The other thing I realized that's somewhat weekend related and somewhat school related is that any holiday that is within the confines of a school year, especially graduate school, is not really a holiday.
Yeah. Even early on already.
Oh yeah. So Sunday, of course, I had to preach, and I preached, and my sweet friend Becky had me up to their lake house. And so I got there about 3:30. And we had a big time swimming for a little bit, had a big dinner with all the neighbors, about 50 people. It was great. We had so much fun. It was a lot of peopling. So we found the peopling people, found our little corner, and it was great. But let me tell you, the whole time in my head, I was like, Mondays, I have to like do every week. I try to write my sermon for the next Sunday so it can marinate. I have to do all the schoolwork for Tuesday. I have to, it's laundry day. Like I ran through that laundry list of things that I did not do and was not gonna, I was like, I've got to get up early. I got to come home. I got so much to do. It made me crazy.
Bless you.
I mean, that's me. I realize that's not anything that anybody's done to me, but I did have a lot of work to do. Anyway,
yes, let me ask
so they're
you
not really holidays.
When you're going on a trip, when do you start packing?
So I had packed. Well, this was just a overnight.
No, just in general. When you're going,
usually the day before. I'll put all my clothes in the bag, and then all my toiletries go in the morning that I leave after I use them.
But the day before you leave?
Sometimes. most of the time.
Yeah.
You do it like
When
5
I
minutes.
moved, when I moved to DC,
This is gonna make my eye twitch, isn't it?
Barbara Fallon bought me a one-way ticket to DC because everybody kept asking me when I graduated from college. Everybody's like, "What are you going to do?" I'm going to go to DC. Did I have any plans? Did I make any efforts? No. I was like, well, first I have to stay and help Rush because I made my friend run to be Rush chair, and the only way she would do it is if I promised to stay and
Stayed.
help her get Rush. I was like, well, I'm not going till after Rush, so
Yeah.
no need to make any
Fine.
plans. So finally, Barbara Fallon was going to DC to keep her grandchildren for Labor Day weekend. And she said, I will buy you a one-way ticket if you'll come help me keep the kids. Do you know when I started packing to move to DC?
The day before.
30
That
minutes
day?
before I need to be at the airport.
To move to DC.
Yes, child. Listen,
Girl,
we're all different.
I love you.
You know, when I
We're a
will
good
unpack,
balance for each other
you know, when do you unpack your suitcase?
when I get home.
Immediately? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I saw a meme this weekend, as a matter of fact, that was like, I'll pack 30 minutes before I leave and then leave my packed suitcase for 2 months.
Now, I do have 2 weeks worth of laundry that I need to fold.
But it's clean. I mean, if you need
Clean.
it, you can shake it out, stick it in the dryer.
Yep, live out of a laundry basket. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, so that was my weekend. I'm getting to the point where I love what I'm studying. I love the classes I have this semester, but I'm ready to be done. Which
I was
doesn't
so
bode well for me going to get my DMin.
I was so ready to be done with law school. I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
I was just not even a nice person by the time
Yeah.
it ended. I didn't like those people anymore. I didn't like anything. Of course, I had also been on steroids for a while, so that didn't help. But
Right, right, right. So, Mandy,
you can
tell
do
us
it.
about your food. What you got for us this week?
I think I have mentioned this recipe before, but it is worth pulling out again. It is Marcella, and I don't know how to say her last name. Hazan. She's
Hazan.
Italian. It is her famous tomato sauce. And y'all, it cannot be easier. And I thought now would be a good time to bring it back up because I know some people have these last few tomatoes of the summer and getting back in the swing of school. Like, this is so easy.
4 ingredients.
Yeah. So, and if you don't have fresh tomatoes, you just need a can of tomatoes. Get the good San Marzano tomatoes. Get the good ones. But actually, when I was at Kelly's, because she had some tomatoes that needed to be used, I kind of did both. I did a smaller can of tomatoes, and then I added some fresh tomatoes. But literally, it's a can of tomatoes, an onion, and I don't know what the fourth ingredient.
Butter and salt.
A stick of butter
And
Oh,
salt.
okay. And I don't even use a full stick most of the time. I'll usually do about half a stick. But all you do is you dump the tomatoes in the pan, you smush them up, put on an apron to do that because they will splatter everywhere. And then you cut your onion in half and peel it and just stick the two halves in the tomatoes. You don't
Could
have to
not
chop
be
them.
easier.
And then just put your butter, however much butter you decide to use, put that in there, and then just let it simmer for like 45 minutes. So it's good just like that. It's
I
good just
love
like
it.
that. Put on some pasta. What I did though the other night that was also excellent is I browned some Italian sausage and then some zucchini and then put all of that together, and it was delicious. So I don't know, it just felt like
I
a good time
like
to do
that
a
you
nice
just I
recipe.
love that. I like that you just cut the onion in half.
Yeah, there's no chopping. Like, all you have to do is slice it in half, peel it, take this peel off your stick of butter, have your can opener for your tomatoes. I mean,
I love it.
easy peasy.
Love, love, love that.
And
So
it's, typically you've got all those ingredients on hand too. So
yeah.
it's a good sort of last minute, oh crap. So
Oh crap.
yeah. Oh crap, what
I
do we
love
eat?
it. I love it. I love it. And I have found that Barella makes a protein pasta, ma'am,
Yeah, that's actually what I had. I had some protein penne
because Lord knows we can't have a meal
without
without
shoving our protein.
6 tons of protein in it.
Hey, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I shared that meme. Uh,
I love it.
I'm gonna vote for the candidate who makes it illegal to talk about protein.
And fiber. I have
Uh,
found in my life and my personal journey that fiber is just as important. I will not elaborate as to how I figured that out, but
thank
let me
you.
tell you, I figured it out. So don't forget your fiber.
Yeah, bye. Well, tell us about your favorites, Katie.
So last night I finished and I'd already had it on my sorry, that's my campus email. I'd already had it on my list, but I finished All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. And Kristen Hannah did the one of the it's on the jacket cover, the blurbs for it. It's a very Kristen Hannah-ish, but a thriller.
Okay.
It is not, there's some I wouldn't say it's like horror. It's a thriller in every sense of the word. And I by the end of it had guessed some of it right. I was right uh, about most things, but it's still, I mean, it's not so easy to figure out that, you know, anyway, it's just a very good book about women and that go missing in a town. And it turns out they're really these women going missing from all over the country because of this thing that's happening. And one boy, a young boy in the beginning of the story, one young boy who's missing an eye, so they call him Patch, um, saves one of the girls before she can be taken and killed. And so um, it is his journey of bringing to light the stories of these missing women.
Okay.
And it's set in the 70s all the way to like 2000. So it spans a good length of time. It is beautifully written. It is it's just so good. I highly recommend it. I think if you is this on your list? If it's not on your list, you definitely
I'll add it.
I think you would like it. It's really a good book. So I highly recommend. She is verbally reprimanding her dog. Hey Freddie. But it's just really good. And I don't want to give away too much, but it shows um how trafficking and it's just it's a beautiful story of
Okay.
being saved and saving and family.
Okay.
And I don't want to say anything else. So the other thing that I did watch, the first one I think has come out, maybe a second one has. I know you don't have Netflix right now, but for all our friends that do, I love the Untold series. That's where we learned a lot about the doping from the Olympics, that kind of thing. You may remember last year, Michigan got in a lot of trouble because of Connor Stallions, who was going to other schools and in disguise, like bad disguises, stealing signs. And he is a huge part of this story. So you hear firsthand like why he was doing it, what lengths he went to, what was going on, who knew about it. It was very interesting.
Okay. The dog keeps thinking I'm talking to him. He's a very active listener.
Oh, that's good. I love that for him. Look, Freddie's always learning. Uh, the other movie that I watched that I had been waiting for it to come out on Peacock, the faces Mandy's making at this dog. Because I don't want to pay to go to a movie. It's too expensive. But is The Fall Guy with oh my gosh, their names just left me.
I don't even know.
Married to John Krasinski, Emily Blunt,
Uh-huh.
and it's Mary Poppins and Ken. So Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. And Ryan Gosling plays a stuntman, and Emily Blunt plays his love interest. And it is the cutest thing. Ryan Gosling is still playing Ken in this. This stuntman, they don't outright call attention to it, but for someone who's in the movie business, the stuntman is the worst storyteller. Like he tries to describe the movie he's in and he just misses so badly. And it was subtly funny in that way and many, many others. The faces that Ryan Gosling makes are hilarious. Hannah Waddingham is in it in a really bad brunette wig and it's just fabulous. It's just a good time to just relax kind of movie.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Sorry.
Freddie Freeman is a boob man. That's all I'm gonna say.
He is SOL around here.
Yep. But anyway, so watch The Fall Guy. It's on Peacock. It's free. Obviously, you don't have to pay for it if you subscribe to Peacock, but it is really, really cute. And watch the credits because the Fall Guy that was the Fall Guy in the TV series, you'll see him you'll see him in the credits. It's really fun. The other thing was somebody, if you're well, she has all kinds of school stuff, not just football buttons, but if you go to a college football game, the Button Lady US is on Instagram, but she has an Etsy shop and she has some of the cutest game day buttons. One of them says beat everyone, but yeah, so maybe she got it from this little cute shop. But the ones that I like the most, I posted this one to my Instagram story if you follow it, but it's a cute little cowgirl, real girly girl, and it says, I don't need you to explain the game. Like, don't mansplain football to me. I could explain it to you. And then one of them says classy until kickoff. True. So true. And then shut up, Gary, which is my mantra. Even though he's not doing the games anymore, somebody in the Big Ten is going to want one. And then sorry what I said during the game, which is also very true.
Oh, God.
So follow her. She's real cute. She's got a ton more. I mean, some of them are school specific. Like there's stuff about rolling the trees at Auburn. She's clearly an Alabama fan because Alabama has tons of them, but she has other schools too, and they're real, real cute and real fun. And each one of them comes in, you can whatever colors, unless they're game school specific. But I don't need you to explain the game to me. Like if I were to go out in public and watch football games, I would wear that loud and proud.
I have a baseballism tank. Kelly bought it too. It says, what's it say? Something about I don't ask questions during the game. I answer them.
Well, and that, you know what? That's a great point. It is not specific to football, that button. You could get Braves colors and wear it to a Braves game. You could get your high school team colors and wear it to your kids' games. Yep. So anyway, but that's just a really cute account. She's got some fun stuff on there. And it's not only like she's got some, if you scroll down deep enough, she's got some like girls weekend buttons that are cute too, but we mainly wear buttons to athletic events.
Because we need a girls' weekend button.
Well, like for a tote bag, like if you put it on your bag or something, you know. But yeah, so anyway, the Button Lady US, highly recommend. So there we go. There's my favorites.
Those were excellent. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
I avoided putting things with protein on there this week.
Hey, thanks.
Wow, bless you, Fred Freeman, or whatever that was. Whoa. I see his manhood, or what's left of it.
Yeah, his man would be gone.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, I avoided the protein things and my favorites. So you're welcome, people.
job. Good job. Nobody can accuse us of being a one track or one trick pony.
We are not. We have many tricks.
Yes, we do.
We don't pull them, but we have them.
You don't have to say everything that comes into
I know.
your mouth.
I do sometimes, so makes me feel better.
Yeah. So what's going on with you this week?
Oh, this week is, I mean, you know, this is going to be a broken record until like early December. I'm going to be reading about Jesus.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else I got going on. I have a dinner Thursday night. They asked me to speak, which is dangerous. So I'm having to write it out so say whatever comes out of my mouth doesn't happen, because these people give me scholarship money and I don't want to.
Yeah. Mess that up.
Yeah. And everybody, all the muckety mucks at school are like, "Ooh, we can't wait to hear." And I'm like, I bet you can't. So I got to be real careful. But I was honored to be asked. But yeah, just school.
Okay.
I might try Friday to go see. My friend has a son who's now a kicker and is found kicking for his football team, and so they're good friends. So I may go watch him kick. But I mean, who are we kidding? That means I would leave the house, and that's pretty rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably not. How about
Yeah.
you?
Same. Nothing. I just told a friend of mine whose dad's probate I'm handling, and I've had like 3 things left to do in it for like 6 months. I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel like now I am also back in school. And so I will be sitting down at my desk this week and knocking off all those tasks.
Love it. Love it. Who do the Braves play this weekend?
Well, the Braves play every day.
Okay. Or the rest of the week? Who are we playing this week?
I don't even know.
Auburn, I just had to look it up. Auburn's playing Cal this weekend. And
Berkeley?
Cal, Cal, I don't know, just Cal. It's not Berkeley, I don't think.
Are they blue and gold?
Yeah.
Let's tell Berkeley.
Oh, well, Cal Berkeley. I don't think they're great, but anytime a California team comes, it makes me nervous, because the worst game I ever saw in my whole life was when Auburn got absolutely smacked by USC. When I was in college, Matt Leinart was playing. And, he'll be in the Hall of Fame one day. But I mean, they put a beating on us that day. It's the worst game I've ever been to. So I don't like when California teams come to Alabama. So
the Braves are playing the Rockies. And we're back home. So we're not in Denver where the ball flies out of the ballpark.
Right.
And then the Blue Jays, who have also been a massive disappointment this year.
Yep.
So those two series should be good. And then the Reds, who also are not very good, although I think they're ahead of us. Oh, that's only one. It must be a makeup game. With the Reds. It must have been a rain-up makeup game.
Yeah.
And then the Nationals, who again are not very good, but they have beaten us this year because we are who we are. And then next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that, the Dodgers come into town.
Oh my. Well, whoever they play Thursday, maybe another rain out because it's supposed to be a deluge here
Oh,
all day
really?
Thursday. It is indeed.
Uh-oh.
I know.
That would be the Rockies.
Deluge is what they have told us.
Mm. Well, look out.
Yay.
Put your rain boots on.
The day I have to speak to a group of important people and dress up to go to school.
Ah. I can't remember what Will and I were talking about. Oh, I was making fun of him because he was contemplating dropping a class because it was on the other side of campus and he wasn't sure he could make it there in the 10 minutes between class. This was before classes had started that he was having this conversation. And I was like, buddy, like, you cannot drop the class until the last day of drop ad. That's my rule. And like, just try it. Who knows?
Try
Maybe the
it.
professor is always going to be late. Maybe the professor doesn't care if you walk in late. Like, just try it. And then he's like, I know, you're right. And then I said, and I'm just going to admit to you right now that I think one quarter I didn't go to a single Monday class in winter quarter because it was raining. And I just decided I didn't have to go to class if it was raining. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt.
Amen.
And I went to a small liberal arts college where they took attendance.
Yeah. This is what the aunt duty is in life, is to tell them the truth.
Right.
So,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, there's my email again. Oh, I want to look.
Well, listen, we hope everybody is back in the flow. All those school lunches. You quit trying to cut everything into the shape of a flower and you're just stuffing a PB and J in there. Like,
Get them a Lunchable and move on. It's time
let's
for
just
that.
get into that zone where we're just getting things done.
Grace abounds, my
Yep.
friends.
Did I tell you about Sanders saying to me, well, our mom usually makes our lunch for us makes our sandwich for us while we're getting ready.
Hmm.
I said, what kind of sandwich do you take? Peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, nope, you can
Nope.
make that right now. It'll be just fine.
All good, buddy.
Every day, every day. You still not gonna make our sandwich for us? Nope, sure not. That's all you, brother.
You got this. Adulting in progress. Look at you.
Kelly was like, well, maybe they'll miss me. Like, not making their peanut
Or
butter.
maybe when you get back, Kelly, you won't have to do it.
They make their own peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Release yourself of that responsibility, ma'am.
Right? For sure. Anyway. All right, friends, everybody have a good week.
Y'all have a great week and we'll see you back next week.